Hi, everyone. Thanks for being with us here today. Today, we are discussing technology and innovation in the automotive sector. And we have Ashish Mishra from Ather Energy here with us today. Before we begin the webinar, I'd like to start with a quick introduction. Ashish Mishra is the head of vehicle engineering and simulation at Ather Energy. He graduated from National Institute of Technology, Bhopal in mechanical engineering and has had 14 plus years of experience in the field of mechanical design, simulation, and testing. Before joining his current role, he worked at Bajaj Auto R&D for 8 years. Ashish strongly believes in simulation driven product designs and developments and is actively working on integrating design and simulation activities at Ather for faster and efficient new product developments. Thank you so much for joining us today, Ashish. I'd like to tell the audience that we might be taking questions at the end of the webinar if time permits. But before we begin the course of this webinar, Ashish, I'd love to hear from you and learn a little bit more about what you do and Ather Energy in total.
Sure, my pleasure. Thanks a lot. And good to be here. Good to be interacting with a lot of enthusiastic engineers on the platform, especially given that it is we are celebrating Engineers Week. Yesterday it was Engineers Day. So wish all engineers a happy Engineers Day. Yeah, and glad to be a part of this interaction. So I'll start by giving a quick introduction of the organization I belong to, Ather Energy. Most of us would have already have heard the name of Ather Energy by now. Ather Energy pioneered the entire EV platform development in India. Ather Energy started in 2013 from IIT Madras campus. Our co-founders Tarun Mehta, Swapnil Jain, they themselves are engineers, and they started this company with a vision in mind about electrification and enhanced user experience when it comes to develop electric vehicles, especially two-wheelers, almost the sectors where we are working today. Uh, Started with a very small team in IIT Madras campus, and energy is synonym for two-wheeler smart connected electric vehicles in India. Uh, Today, we are present in 100 plus cities today, more than that. We have more than 150 experience centers where customers come, they experience the technologies that we have built for them. Not only just scooters that we developed or electric vehicles that we have developed, we believed in developing the entire platform. When I say platform, what does it mean is not just electric vehicles, also the charging infra, also the connectivity piece, whether it's the customer, whether it's the app, your mobile app, or it's the scooter, or in fact the cloud, right, where we are pushing all the data. So this entire thing was very neatly and tightly integrated, and this was developed for the first time in India by Ather Energy. And Ather Energy, when we started with bunch of enthusiastic engineers who wanted to bring changes in the way the EV was perceived, because back then there was no definition and hardly there was any player who wanted to venture into this arena. And this was quite challenging to understand the market, to understand what kind of product has to be built around, right? Not just the product, how we can enhance the experience of a two-wheeler in itself, right? So a lot of there was no ecosystem, no vendor base, supplier base, even the technical know-how was not present there. And hence engineering is very core to our organization. Not that other things are not important, they are also very important. It started with very core engineering and engineers who wanted to make difference, right, rather than just doing a monotonous job. And that's how it started. And we did lot of things which are first time in India, right, done on any two-wheeler. Just to start with, in Ather started with first electric vehicle in India in terms of two wheelers, right? This was first lithium ion back technology which was utilized for developing any good performance electric vehicle, right? Which was smart and connected as well. Not only that, as I mentioned, the first charging infra that first fast charging infra that got developed in India, because we believed that it's not just like making vehicles, it's our responsibility to also make sure there's a hassle-free uses and more confidence in customers in approaching and adopting the EV technology. And back then, this was a major blocker or barrier, at least mentally everywhere. Hence, this is very important, and even today we believe largely in believe developing the fast charging infra for India. And today ours is not just the first, even the largest fast charging infra in India. So that shows our commitment to develop the entire EV ecospace. Apart from that, a lot of first things, as I mentioned, in terms of engineering as well. For example, the dashboard, the touch screen, developed in-house, that was done for the first time, in a scooter. Similarly, the entire architecture of a scooter, not just in terms of the mechanical, electrical, in all the way it was done for the first time. And in a true way, we made what a performance scooter should look like, right? So hence, a true performance electric vehicle for India made for the first time from Ather Energy. Having said that, we have grown a lot today. Apart from the stats that I gave in terms of the cities where we are present, and we are exponentially growing. And the charging infra, the largest charging infra, fast charging infra for two wheelers today and three wheelers today. Apart from that, we have more than 2,500 plus team today, including our operations, engineers, corporate, everything. Uh, and we believe in quality of the technology, and we trust that user experience has to be taken to the next levels, right? And hence we focused on making our products better and better day by day, not just in terms of technology, but also if you see, we have made our scooters. So there are four generations of scooters which are available now, right? That shows the amount of effort, uh, the amount of the trust that we have on ourselves, plus our commitment to make the best EVs out there. So that's a little bit out about Ather Energy. If anybody has any question, I can take that out as we go.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that overview. Really, I think it was something that we knew, but it's really exciting to know that actually the first two-wheeler EV was from Ather Energy. So that means innovation is something that really is prioritized at Ather. And staying true to that topic, given that innovation is at the heart of engineering, could you delve into the specific engineering breakthroughs that have propelled the Ather 450X to its standout performance in the electric scooter market? And how does Ather Energy foster a culture of innovation within its engineering teams?
Yeah. So I think partly I connected while I was introducing Ather Energy,
Yeah.
because that's who we are, right? Uh, as I said earlier, that lot of technologies development when nothing existed, right? It was started, and that was the motive, or the motivation also for a lot of engineers at Ather, back then. So if you see, I was talking about the connectivity piece, right? Let's take example of to start with that the dashboard, right? That we developed. We could have probably taken it from somewhere, but we believed in engineering and we developed our own dashboard, right? Which is a touch screen. First time the navigation was brought into a scooter. Otherwise, the customer experience is you have to put some mobile holder. What if it starts raining, right? Can you still navigate? All those things, if you see, is entire different technology that was developed, right? Which was never seen in any two wheeler. That's one example. There are multiple examples. I would also like to quote mechanical engineering is taken very in a very conventional manner, right? If you see the amount of innovation that happens in other stream of engineering versus mechanical engineering, usually in mechanical engineering, since it's quite old stream as well, things look to be very stabilized, right? But even there we didn't stop. Even there, if you see, we developed first time the aluminum frame for any two wheeler in India, which made a very light vehicle, a very high performance vehicle, not just extracting out of like the best things out of smart connected pieces, but also from the backbone or the skeleton of the vehicle itself, right? Which will give a very different performance in terms of the way we are riding, the way we are maneuvering, right? How can I take complex maneuvers with higher confidence, no matter who's driving it, right? So first time we built a frame which is hybrid, but most of it is basically built in aluminum. That this kind of technologies like was never worked upon. Right? So envisioning a product and a user experience, which I have been talking about, enabled us to do a lot of things which are innovative in nature, which was done first time, and this invited a lot of engineers who wanted to do something different, and hence they joined Ather Energy and built a great product, what we see today, which in itself is a benchmark today for industry. Right. Apart from this, not to forget that the battery pack, right, that we are using, which is the heart or lifeline any EV, right, that is also what we developed in house at Ather Energy. And true to this quality, if you see today, this is like one of the best performing battery packs, right, that we have ever seen on any two wheeler till date as well. These are few examples which I quoted, whether in terms of new components development, new technologies development, adopting new technologies on products, uh, producing a really truly vehicle which is meant for performance, whether it's terms of acceleration, in terms of speed. We also have been very true and transparent to what our vehicle delivers. Hence, trademarks like what a true range is, not just like some certified range with an asterisk or conditions apply, right? But in real life, what a customer would get out of it, right? And all those things customized on the basis of how a person is using the vehicle, right? All those things are done at back end, and all those things are enabled by the great engineering work and a lot of enthusiastic and crazy engineers that we have at it.
Fantastic. So it seems like Ather Energy emphasizes a lot on in house development of key components, which means that engineers that are working with you are able to contribute to cutting edge automotive technology. What would you say, besides just mechanical engineering, what are some avenues for other types of engineers at Ather?
In fact, it is much more for like it's not just for mechanical engineers. As I mentioned, right? If you see entire electrical electronics piece, right, which is drastically different than what is there in any conventional IC engine vehicles. So hence, lot of scope for here we are using a lot of electronics packages like power distribution units. I talked about dashboard, a lot of sensors that we are using in our vehicle, uh, developing a lot of controllers like motor controllers. You need a battery management system, right, when we are developing a battery. So there's lot of scope for electrical electronics engineers. There's a lot of scope for data scientists, data engineers, app developers, right? When it comes to when we are talking about the smartness or the connectivity part of it, a lot on developing algorithms which makes or gives that refined the product performance, right? It it is known for the kind of the performance that you get, or the response that you get from the vehicle, right? You give a nudge to the vehicle, and accordingly how calibrated I am to the vehicle, or let's say throttle, accordingly it will perform without any lag or without responding over responding as well, right? So it those things can be achieved or can be realized on a product only when there are engineers who are working on it. So besides mechanical engineers, as I said, electrical electronics engineers from computer science background, even engineers coming from who are basically data engineers or data scientists, right? All those are various roles that engineers can play a role. In fact, those are like even more dominating when it comes to bring out different kind of user experience, right, or enhance the product features.
Right, that makes a lot of sense. Speaking of battery technology, we know that it's pivotal in electric vehicles. What engineering strides has Ather made in terms of battery technology, especially in extending the range and improving charging infrastructure, which you mentioned early on? And how can
Yeah.
engineers be part of these advancements within the company?
So, battery technology, battery pack development has been one of our intellectual properties, and we believed right from the beginning to develop it for our own, because as I said, it's where basically you get energy for, right? It's where the lifeline of the vehicle is. Developing battery pack in itself is no way an easy job. There are a lot of aspects on battery engineering that goes behind it. Safety is one of the major concerns. Apart from the safety, the reliability, the performance in terms of thermal management of the battery, performance in terms of the range that we can extract out of the battery, the performance in terms of the longevity of the battery, depending on how we are using the or utilizing the battery for our purpose. All those things play a very important role, and there's a lot of engineering that happens at the back end in making such good quality and highly performing battery packs. And we at Ather Energy have been very early adopters of various technologies. In fact, a lot of cell chemistries which were introduced in two-wheeler industries, we were the early adopters or fastest adopters of those technologies. Not just that we adopt anything. When anything is adopted in technologies, it at the back end basically it goes through a very rigorous and detailed quality check and engineering performance checks, right? And only when we are everything in the checklist has been ticked, then only basically we go and approve these things, because these are very important for like keeping safety, reliability, performance, and cost of the vehicle as well. That comes a lot from the battery pack itself. And adopting those technologies earlier have enabled us to give the best out of the battery in terms of the performance, to give the best life from the batteries. What can be possible if you see the thermal management of our battery, it is one of the best in the industries. Hence we are getting the best performance also from our battery packs today, and ultimately that's what is reflected in our vehicles. Um, so, lot of engineering, lot of detailed background work happens, which enables us. And I would say that the most concised, best performing batteries, adopting the technologies at the earliest and in a faster fashion, backed by our own rigorous quality checks, have enabled us to basically make good strides and leaps in terms of battery technologies. That it.
Fantastic. And yeah, go on.
And also to the previous question, you're asking about the innovation, right? I mentioned different technologies. Uh, if you see EV's integration of lot of stuffs, right? In a vehicle, there are like thousands of components, hundreds of systems, subsystems working together. And it's not about one engineering stream, it's just not mechanical, right? Though it's an automotive, but now automotives are emerging more like how mobile technologies are evolving, right? It's getting upgraded at much faster rate. Gone are the days when you have like one of the top selling vehicles still featuring in top 10 list for years and years, for decades and decades. Now people want better and better technologies, better and better user experience, and to make vehicles which stand true to the expectation, and in fact like beyond the expectations of customers or users. uh, we have to integrate various streams of engineering in such vehicles. Various examples that I quoted, which are there at Ather, true to its feature, different kind of features, many in the list which was done first time in India, right? Integrating all the different streams of engineering, and there is a crosstalk that happens when in engineering stream uh, tries to develop something to give a great performance on a vehicle. On the other hand, second stream also tries to do something different there, right? And there is good trade-off, good um, uh, uh, a synergy has to be there between the different developments, different domains of the development. Vehicle itself looks like one piece, but behind vehicle there are a lot of small, it looks small, but there are like a lot of detailed developments which happens in systems and subsystems and components that has to be there. And it's not just about like one stream of engineering, the multiple stream of engineering has to come together, make sure that everything is integrated, tightly packed, and producing the best performance. Sorry
That makes a
for,
lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, no.
For next questions.
No, for sure. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. That a lot of different types of engineers have to kind of come together to be a part of these systems and contribute to the subsystems, so they kind of integrate with each other
Yeah.
cohesively. One
Coincidentally,
point,
only we can extract the best out of or harness the best out of the technologies, right?
right?
That's the only way, and that's what we have done very well at Ather, and that's what we are very proud of as well. As I said, like engineering is very core to our heart of all the developments, and not just like engineers. In fact, our like people from corporate world, business, right? Everyone appreciate, and they are also very proud of the great engineering that we do at on our daily on at Ather on day-to-day basis.
Fantastic. I'm sure engineers looking for potential roles at Ather would be really glad to hear that. One point you mentioned earlier, specifically around connectivity. Connected scooter technology is a differentiator at Ather. Could you provide a specific example so that we have a better understanding on how IoT and connectivity play a role in enhancing user experience and functionality? We'd love to hear one or two specific examples so that we get a better understanding of it.
Sure, sure. So, yes, IoT is something which actually makes our vehicle, stand out. And when I discussed about what was different at like Ather that we started with, this was one thing which enabled us the connectivity piece, right? The smartness piece. Um so, just to give you an example, how it has enhanced the experience. In fact, I was talking to head of our uh, head at our at Ather Energy, who's behind the entire software development, Mr. Ram Bhavraju. In fact, he was talking about like how we are customizing, we are taking a lot of the data from the vehicles at the back end, analyzing a lot of the data and processing the data to give the right statistics very customized to the way a person is using the vehicle, right? There are like
Right.
GBs and GBs of data produced by a vehicle every month, and right now we have more than a lakh of vehicles on road. Together we have covered like more than 100 crores of kilometers on road. On any scale, if you see any, this means a huge amount of data. In fact, even the best e-commerce technology driven companies today won't be generating that much of the data. Just to give you the amount of the data that is basically coming into picture, not just the raw data that we are extracting from the vehicles, from the charging infras everywhere, also how it is processed at the back end. uh, this much amount of data has to be basically processed. That's where data engineers come into picture. They sort it out, they basically make data neat and clean. Further it goes to data science scientists who would use advanced technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning, these kind of technologies, codes, to understand the right behavior, right pattern of a particular person, and processing all this data in a very highly accurate number, um, basically flashing it on the screen, let's say in terms of the state of charge left on the vehicle, how much range is left on the vehicle. And Ram was giving me an example where he had been to some technical conference, and he asked like people over there, the users over there, if it is 10 kilometers or 12 kilometers left as range shown on your scooters, Ather scooters, how many of you do still ride? and 100% of them raised their hands, and they said that we would do that, and we often do that. And when we asked for the reason behind that, the reason was the confidence that yes, it has delivered. If we say, we show that there's 10 kilometers left as a range, it means actually 10 kilometers of range is left. And now see, the India is quite diverse, like depending on the population density, the road condition, the traffic conditions, right? But it's not like one number that is being flashed to everyone, right? Depending on that state of charge. Uh, it depends on how the right behavior, right pattern is, and that is enabled by the all data collection, all data processing, which is customized to the person, how a person is using a scooter. It is customized to that level. Hence that level of accuracy does come into picture, and that's one of that's how basically it differentiates either scooter than any other vehicle. So that's one example. And similarly, there are like multiple other examples as well, but it would be too much of like to for me to talk. But I'm just giving you the amount of data that we are collecting, amount of engineering that happens at the back end, and the amount of the data processing that happens at the back end when we basically give this kind of experience.
Fantastic. That's really useful in understanding actually what the use cases could potentially be, and what the potential from this data could actually be.
So I
Coming
would
back,
also I
yeah,
would also like to add something here. See, data doesn't help just like we understanding or like users getting the right data, right? Data, in fact, has enabled lot in terms of engineering also. Apart from getting perspective from the data when data is being processed about what kind of products do we have to build, our business teams, our product team, they also get benefited a lot. We also understand how our vehicles are being used, give in a particular weather, in a particular environment, in a particular geographical location, all those things, right? But apart from that, uh, we we as engineers, we also get lot of data which enables us to work out and make our product or our technologies true to where it is being used by the customers, right? Don't just design or think of something or okay, sorry for the lag. I think there was some connectivity issue. But what I was talking about is uh, basically true to the. Just a minute. I feel some issue is there. Give me
no
a
problem,
moment, please. Give
no
me a moment.
problem at all.
Yeah, Aparna. Sorry. Can you basically bring me the topic? I just lost it in between.
No, we just started about why the data was really important, and also collection of data was really important for the engineers itself to better
Yeah, yeah. So
optimize.
I was talking about like how the data is being used, like even in the engineering world, right? So
Right.
depending on like how the product is being utilized, we are focusing a lot on the uses based basically engineering, right? And that is also one of the benefits, which was not available otherwise, right? But
Right.
making such smart connected vehicles is the other benefit that you get. We can design products which which are more core and which are more towards the core development, like depending on the use cases, and we get a lot of insights from some such data, right? And hence it helps us to optimize our products for better and better user experience. And when I'm saying basically like depending on how the users is, it doesn't mean basically just like where the maximum amount of the users happens, but also to the extreme edges or ends, how the vehicle is being used, right? Even that data also gets collected, and hence that helps to make vehicles safer, perform even better in the extreme situations as well.
That's absolutely right. I can just understand as a layman myself that data, the end users, how they're actually using the vehicle is, and that data coming back to the engineers would help them make optimize for a better outcome, for a better product that serves the user's needs. So that's really helpful in understanding. Um, Given the fact that it is Engineers Week, and I wanted to talk a little bit about what kind of potential opportunities there would be for engineers. So I just wanted to ask how Ather Energy has contributed and made an impact in nurturing engineering culture by providing a platform to learn and grow. To the new and budding engineers, specifically who are curious and obsessive when it comes to build and prove technologies, this
Yeah.
would be a more relevant question for.
Yeah. Thanks for asking this question. And in fact, that is ether culture is one thing that we really boast about when it comes to basically engineering, and not just engineering, working cohesively and working for the product for a larger goal. As I said, fundamentally, everyone at Ather is engineer. That's where we started from, right? And the whole stuff at Ather is about basically, developing technologies. Um, but coming to specific skill sets that we look from engineers, and which is really required, in my view, and like this common view at Ather also, the fundamental principles of engineering has to be like really thorough, and like really expected from any engineer working at Ather Energy. That provides anybody a basically platform, or a launch pad from where technologies can be developed. So one thing what is really required is basically very strong engineering fundamentals, no matter what the engineering stream is or you belong to. But what is really required is we are fundamentally very strong from the. And next thing is applying it. Just like theoretical or bookish knowledge is not good enough, right? And
Right.
applying it is a different ball game. But you can't apply if you don't know the fundamentals, right? So these are two key aspects when we look at the curiosity to build based on your strong fundamentals, to sum it up. And and Ather Energy thrives on this culture. Ather Energy, in fact, I would say, is one of the best culture I have, I can vouch for, right, in any automotive industry. What we do is not just to basically bring engineer, train them, and give them opportunities to basically work on the products. We give them exposure to the entire product development. It's not like a design engineer would be just sitting on a desktop and just designing the component, right? uh, in fact, engineers are the ones who are sole decision takers at Ather Energy. We give them freedom, we give them opportunity to go explore things beyond horizon, and make technologies which can be used in the vehicles, and make it really, differentiate the vehicles, or the whatever product portfolio we have in terms of charging infra and other things as well. So the absolute freedom given to engineers make them responsible, plus also help them understand a lot much more beyond what they are working today, right? It's not just limited to a very specific area of the development, but engineers also understand what I am doing, why I am doing, the full context. Ours is a very flat organization. The information, whatever is available to me from right from the co-founders to all the top managements, is available with the engineers also at the same time. In fact, our engineers will have much more context of the developments on day-to-day basis than any of us would have, right? In fact, they are the ones who are suggesting us on daily basis, how things can be better, what can be better. So they have been given roles and responsibilities. Truly amazing to see engineers who are like uh, in their like early engineering days also performing so well, right? And going so deep into the technology development or the product development, which actually is enhancing lot of features, lot of performance attributes, things like that on vehicles. Um and basically what we have done is basically we have made a culture at Ather, which we basically are proud about, and we are sustaining that culture and making it better day by day, where engineers can do wonders. Basically, they are given roles, responsibilities, they are given freedom, they are given authorities to basically take decisions. Right, that kind of, they are given a uh, a platform which is quite flat when it comes to the flow of the communication or any decision, or in fact decision, as I said, is driven by engineers not by the top management, right? And so this culture is very important and integral part of Ather, and that's what everyone appreciates at Ather. And if you see, apart from this, what we have been able to do because of all these initiatives, not just to produce vehicles, not just to produce or make the like first and the best and the largest fast charging infra at India. What we have also done is basically we have developed a talent pool for entire EV industry in India, right? Over a decade now, which did not exist. This technical know-how about the key elements of EV development was not there in India, right? And that's something that really makes a difference, and that will not help just Ather, but we strongly feel that will help entire India also. So not just to basically develop products or develop vehicles or develop charging infra or develop technologies, we also and develop the entire talent pool for EV industry, and we have contributed a lot there, and that's something we are really proud of as well, and we continue to do that, and we'll continue to do that in the better form every day.
It seems like we're having some technical difficulty, so be patient with us as Ashish is able to connect back.
We'll do it in a better form every day.
Sorry,
I think.
Ashish, we lost you for the last 1 minute. If you could conclude that again, that'd be really helpful.
Sorry for this technical
No
glitch again.
problem.
What's
No
it
problem.
happening? So I was talking about developing the talent pool for EV technologies development for the first time in India, because that's when we started. We continue to do that, and backed by the strong Ather culture that we believe in, we'll continue doing that so that we can produce better and better engineers every day. And yeah, not just that. In fact, it's worth mentioning that not only engineers at Ather who are working, right, uh, have taken a leap in terms of understanding the technologies and basically building technologies for the products. Also, businesses which have been associated with us, the entire supply chain management, the entire vendor base, right? Even we have learned from them, but even they have learned a lot from us, because what we have developed was getting developed for the first time in India, and in fact, a lot of learning and growth has happened even at our suppliers and vendors, and that's what we truly believe, just because they are associated with Ather Energy. And we being pioneer in building electric vehicles in India, I think not just engineers at our end, as I said, like even organizations who are associated with us and engineers at their end have also got benefited a lot in terms of learning, in terms of the growth.
That's fantastic. So it seems like at Ather, engineers have a lot of autonomy when it comes to decision making and being able to pitch their ideas. So that's fantastic for budding engineers who are looking forward to problem solving and being able to contribute in a meaningful way. That Ashish actually wraps up our session. Thank you so much for this insight into Ather. If you have any parting words for us, for engineers who are looking on to us right now, looking for jobs at Ather, or just are in the market looking for potential engineering roles, please let us know and we'll conclude the webinar.
Sure. So I would like to thank all everybody who joined over here, right? And as I mentioned, uh, for engineers specifically, believe in basically making your fundamentals really strong, and application, the curiosity basically to apply your learnings in the real world, and basically
So sorry, everyone. I believe there's a little technical glitch over here. Be
and
patient with
strong
us.
fundamentals in development. These two are okay. Yeah, I think there's some issue again
No
at my
problem,
end.
Ashish.
Yeah.
No problem.
So yeah, I was talking about the strong fundamentals, the first principle driven engineering, and curiosity to apply it, to realize it in making products, right? In building the technologies from those fundamentals and first principles is what we look for. And for all engineers over here, learning never stops. Uh, in fact, whenever I meet engineers who are really making a difference in industry, they keep learning even at the age of 20, 30. In fact, after they retire also, whenever they are providing their services as advisor or consultants, even they keep learning, right? So keep learning, keep applying your knowledge in developing technologies and bringing a difference in the industry. That will really help entire industry, not just industry, we as a nation also. And yes, Ather is a great place. We are very choosy about when it comes to pick engineers, but keep looking for opportunities on our portals. As and when basically there will be like opportunities, and you believe that you belong to Ather, and Ather believes that you are meant for Ather, will definitely seek some opportunities where such curious and crazy minds can work with us, and that will be pleasure for us as well. That's my concluding words. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.
Fantastic, Ashish. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great
Thanks.
day.
Good day. Bye.